It's safe to say we have never seen a player like Travis Hunter in the NFL ever. His ability to make an impact on the game on both sides of the ball is truly extraordinary. This is a huge reason why he won the Heisman Trophy over a precise rocket arm in Cam Ward and a historic Boise State running back at Ashton Jeanty. The thing is, we never seen a player do what Travis Hunter is doing in the NFL. To perform well on defense, then on the offensive side continue to succeed is a hard feat to accomplish. Sure, Rob Gronkowski played tight end and once played safety. Sure, Deion Sanders played cornerback and played some snaps at wide receiver. Sure, Julian Edelman was a great wide receiver and played a little cornerback. But this doesn't compare to playing different positions for seasons, changing what you know to expand your game. Travis will be the first to hopefully start a new wave of dual threats. But what if I told you we've seen this before? What if I told you a player played defense for multiple seasons, then played offense, not just continuing the success, but exalted his game to another stratosphere? Meet Roy Green, drafted in the 4th round of the 1979 NFL Draft by the St. Louis Cardinals. Roy Calvin Green, born June 30th, 1957, attended Magnolia High School in Arkansas. He participated in many sports like basketball, football, track, and in high school he already played multiple positions in football, playing defensive back, kick returner, and also a little bit of kicker. His senior year was his most exceptional year. Green recorded 9 interceptions, earning all-district and all-state honors, leading his team to a 2A state championship. He stayed in his home state of Arkansas for college, attending Henderson State University, winning 2 AIC titles in his tenure. He was named All-Conference from 1976 to 1978 and earned NAIA All-American honors in 1978. This same year, he led his conference in interceptions and punt returns. On November 4th, 1978, he had his best collegiate career game, scoring 3 TDs, but none of them actually coming on the offensive side of the ball. He had a punt return TD, a kickoff return TD, and also he picked off a ball and ran it back for a touchdown as well. At Henderson University, his nickname was the Green Machine, but in the league, that would soon change. Roy Green was well known for his speed, running a 4.3 40-yard dash, a contributing factor that led to him being drafted 4th round by the Cardinals. He was drafted as defensive back, but played primarily kick returner, and in his rookie year, he played all 16 games, being named top return specialist. This season, he set a record at the time for the longest kick return at 106 yards against the Dallas Cowboys. He also caught 1 pass this season, giving us a little glimpse of what's to come. In 1980, he went from not starting no games to starting 6 games at free safety, as well as getting his first career interception in a punt return. He played a little bit of cornerback, but didn't touch the offensive side of the ball this season. But in 1981, that would all change, and this season would change the trajectory of his career forever. The Cardinals coach at the time, Jim Hanifin, seen Roy Green catching passes in practice one day and decided he would implement Roy Green's talents to the offense from time to time. The Cardinals coach said after he seen him at practice, it would have been ridiculous to not put him on the offensive side of the ball. His first game at the new position, he caught a 60-yard pass and followed this performance up a week later with his first NFL touchdown. Later on in the same game, Joe Theismann, the Redskins QB at the time, threw a pass that was intercepted by Roy Green. This made him the first player since 1957 to catch a touchdown pass and an interception in the same game. After this game, he became a full-time two-way player, and this season his stats were insane. It's crazy to think of it now that he wasn't in no Pro Bowl or All-Pro first team. He recorded 33 receptions with 708 receiving yards. He also led the team in receiving TDs with 4. On defense, he also caught 3 interceptions and broke up 11 passes. He was named the team's MVP and received a lot of praise from his QB and his head coach. But his time as a two-way player would end, as his head coach seen immense potential at Roy Green being a full-time wide receiver. I think he has the opportunity to become one of the premier wide receivers in the game, he said. He has so many darn things going for him as an offensive player. He has great hands and body control. So after that, the deal was done. He was a full-time wide receiver. But in the strike-shortened season, he only caught 32 passes with 400 receiving yards. His biggest game of the season came against the Cowboys, where he caught 10 passes for 170 receiving yards. But in the home finale, he caught the game-winning pass with 27 seconds left against the Giants to clinch a playoff berth. And he performed in his only playoff game, catching 9 passes for 113 yards against the Green Bay Packers. The breakout season was just around the corner, as in 1983, he earned his nickname, the jet stream. He quickly became one of the most reliable receivers in the league, at least catching 5 passes 10 times this season. He set franchise records with receiving yards and receptions this season. He also earned himself his first Pro Bowl in his first-team All-Pro honor. Jim doubled down on his statements the year before, saying that in 1984, his breakout season will be topped. It's safe to say Jim had more than faith in his wide receiver, but it seemed like he knew it would happen indefinitely, and it did. Around this same time, Neil Lomax was getting hype as well. His QB and him became a prominent QB wide receiver duo in the league, and all the signs showed that 1984 will be the best season they had. These two became the most deadliest combination in the league. Roy Green hauled in 78 receptions, the same amount as last season, but had a whopping 1,555 receiving yards this season. This at the time was 3rd in the all-time ranking. To go along with it, he caught 12 TD passes out of Neil's 28 on the season, as Neil himself threw for 4,614 yards, setting a team record. Both of these guys went on the record this season praising the other, insisting the other made them better. The Cardinals still found themselves at 9-6 going into the season finale, fighting for a playoff spot. A win against the Redskins would have won them the division, but after losing 23-7 at halftime, the Cardinals crawled back and took a late lead, 27-26. The comeback was led by strong performances by Neil, throwing for 468 yards, with Green catching 8 of those passes for 196 yards. But a late field goal by the Redskins with a minute left sealed their fate, and the Cardinals had missed out on the playoffs after a successful season, 29-27. The loss left a bad taste in fans' mouths, but it was still high hopes for the next season due to the offense being so high-powered. Roy Green played so well the past few seasons that the Cardinals renewed his contract. He became the 4th highest paid receiver in the league, but for back-to-back seasons after this contract, he faced many injuries, deflating his numbers in these years. In 1985, he suffered toe and ankle injuries, and in 1986, he had to undergo ankle surgery, all causing him miss games and for the Cardinals to be last place these 2 seasons. After these 2 injury-riddled seasons, Green was not looked at as the threat he once was, and his time in St. Louis felt numbered. He seemed to know all these things that he told the press, when you don't put numbers on the board, people have the tendency to forget. But on the first play of the season opener against the Cowboys, Lomax connected with Green on a 45-yard touchdown, reminding the whole world. The Jets seemed backed, and after a couple of good performances, it was safe to say he was back to normal, until a hamstring injury and an NFL strike altered his season. He had 43 receptions with 730 yards on 4 TDs. Injuries were becoming a problem for Green, and another fully healthy season didn't seem likely for him, as he was about 30 years old and numbers have been steadily declining over the years. But the Cardinals' move to Phoenix cued the rebirth of Roy Green's stardom. In 1988, he put up his last 1,000-yard season, along with 7 TDs and 68 receptions. The Cardinals still missed the playoffs for the 6th straight year, and after 2 straight exceptional seasons in 1989 and 1990, the Phoenix Cardinals decided to move on from the 34-year-old wide receiver and trade him to the Browns. His time with the Browns didn't accumulate much to anything, as he was released before the season even started. He was later picked up by the Eagles, where he did pretty much nothing before retiring after the 1992 season. And despite playing defense for 3 seasons, he ended his career first in receptions, yards, and touchdowns for Cardinals. After retirement, he still had connections with the franchise, living in Arizona as well as doing a radio show for them. He was a 2-time Pro Bowler and 2-time first-team All-Pro, and landed himself in the Cardinals Ring of Honor in 2016. His career impact went further than the game, and after retiring, he focused on helping other athletes with their health. On the field, even though his career was plagued by injuries, he had a huge impact on both sides of the ball. And seeing Travis Hunter now, I think he could have an even better career than Roy Green. And if he stays doing both positions, not just strictly for one season, but his whole career, he could become a true one-of-a-kind player. But due to the game being so physically demanding, I don't know if that's possible. But nevertheless, what we're seeing is not nothing new. And even though Roy Green seems like an afterthought, his career is something truly to marvel of. And if you guys like this career recap, make sure you guys like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.